What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to EP09. So, the 2023 Mr. Olympia is officially in the history books, and we have just witnessed Olympia history. Derek Lunsford becomes the first Olympia champion to now hold 2 division titles. Now, this was the culmination of an entire year worth of prep, all coming into fruition. Derek could not be tempted by the $300,000 check at the Arnold Classic. He said at the start of the year that his main focus was the Olympia title, and every bit of that seemed to have paid off. Now, the things that I think really put Derek over the top here was the fact that there were really 3 things that we were looking for when it comes to improvements from Derek. Number 1, we were looking to see the striations through the chest and shoulders that we did not see last year. And you know what? We have to be honest here, you guys. I don't think that they were necessarily as pronounced as we were hoping. I think he still has some work to do in that department. But the other things that we were looking for was we were looking for more overall size. And Derek definitely put on that overall size. Now, we were also looking for better conditioning, and I do think that we saw more conditioning from Derek this year as opposed to last year. Like I said, excluding the upper body. But the other thing was Derek needed to bring up the size, especially in his legs. The quads in particular needed to come up, and they most definitely did this year. Those are the things that I think really put Derek up and over the top. Now, with Hadi, although I do think that he had a little bit more size than last year, I don't think that we saw substantial improvements in terms of conditioning, especially. He was the most conditioned guy on that stage. Well, I would argue maybe Tony O'Burton was very well conditioned as well. But when it comes to the top 3, Hadi was showing the best conditioning. But the fact of the matter is, the expectation definitely exists for the returning champion to be well improved as well. And I don't think that we saw as substantial of improvements from Hadi as we saw from Derek. Now, we also had Samson Dauda taking 3rd place in this lineup, and a lot of people really thought Samson was coming in with the win here. He was the biggest guy on stage, he had the most muscle per square inch, and he was just an imposing force. His posing was absolutely perfect in this lineup, but I think it really came down to conditioning for Samson overall, and I do think that he needs really more overall size to really fill out that massive frame of his. But look, this was a really good showing for Samson. He moves up from 6th place last year to 3rd place this year. He is still the reigning Arnold Classic champion, and who knows, we may see him go after another title. But Samson will definitely still have room to improve. And if he comes back with better conditioning, then next year, Derek Lunsford and everybody else in the lineup better watch out. Now, in 4th place, we had Brandon Curry, which was a great placing for Brandon, especially after what he went through all this weekend. I mean, it was only like 24 hours ago, you guys, that Brandon was still in the hospital with ulcers that he didn't even know about. So the fact that he showed up in condition and in competition shape is really a testament to the kind of bodybuilder that Brandon is. I think this was a deserved 4th place finish for Brandon, and we'll see what the future might hold. I don't know if he'll continue to compete or not, but like I said, he did show up here in competition shape, and given what he's gone through, I think that's all we can ask for. Now, in 5th place, we had Andrew Jacked. And Andrew Jacked, a lot of people did have even ahead of Brandon in this lineup. In fact, in my predictions video, I did have Andrew ahead of Brandon. I was expecting Andrew to show up with a little bit more overall size than what we saw last time we saw him on stage, although the Texas Pro wasn't that long ago, but conditioning-wise, I think he could have improved here. I'm not sure what happened in terms of his conditioning, but it definitely was not as good as what we saw at the Arnold or even at the Texas. The Texas, I think, was his best overall balanced look, you know, in terms of having that size and having that conditioning. But at the end of the day, Andrew does move up. Of course, when it comes to the hamstrings and glutes, we're still waiting to see those things really dialed in, but still have that level of roundness and fullness through the rest of his physique that he really looks like he's filled out that frame. Does he still have room to improve? I think he absolutely does. And I do think that we'll see a better version of Andrew next time he steps on the stage. I think that they'll learn from this situation. And like I said, he's still relatively new to bodybuilding, you guys. So in 5th place, I think this was well deserved. And congratulations to Andrew Jacked. So after an entire year of anticipation leading up to the event, I want to hear from you guys in the comments section. Who did you have winning this competition after prejudging and after the finals? Do you think that Derek Lunsford was the deserving champion here? Or do you think that Hadi Chupin really should have retained that title? Do you think that Samson Dowda should have taken that title? I want to hear from you guys in the comments below. One thing I can say for sure is I think we're going to see a very, very exciting 2024 competition season, and you guys stay tuned because I am not going anywhere. We are ramping up here on EP09. I will have all of the contest coverage for you guys all year long. Stay tuned. It's going to be a wild ride. And thank you everybody for being here. I really appreciate all of the viewers that I do have. You know, I started this channel last year around the Olympia. It has grown immensely since then, but there's still more work to do. So guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned. I'll have all of the bodybuilding and fitness news for you guys right here. Anyway, that's it for me in this video, you guys. Thank you for tuning into EP09.